That is genuinely holding a fucking carrot on a string in front of a bunch of queer kids.
I'm going to be rapid-firing some opinions here that might ruffle a few feathers, but do keep in mind that they are opinions based on how I perceive the show, how I perceive fandom content that comes up on my For You page in regards to Stranger Things, and also keep in mind that two characters do not have to canonically be together for you to ship them. You can still ship byler even though it's not canon. No one is saying that you can't. Shipping characters who are not canonically together is what has built fandom culture for generations. And on that note, I'm going to hold your hand gently when I say this, and this might be me being that really woke friend, this might be me reaching, but I feel like people who consider Stranger Things to be queerbaiting simply because byler did not happen, despite there already being a canon queer relationship in the series, ties back to this whole issue about sapphic relationships being undermined by gay men in this whole circle of misogyny that still exists within the queer community. Robin and Vicky are two women who are in a romantic relationship during a time period where it is most definitely controversial for two women to be in a romantic relationship with each other, but there are still people out there not considering that queer representation despite the fact that it is queer representation. And the fact that these people do not consider two women being together to be queer representation but do consider two men being together to be queer representation definitely carries an odd undertone of misogyny, because what do you mean two queer women are not enough for you but two queer men are? And what's even fucking crazier about this is that the primary demographic of people who are pioneering this mindset are women. Male-centered, primarily straight white women are going around saying that the queer relationship between two women is less important or less significant than a possible queer relationship between two men. And yes, women can be misogynistic. Look at TERFs, and there are a lot of women out there that still have internalized misogyny. On top of that, you don't have to be cis or straight to be male-centric. Look at Fujoshis. They are the biggest demographic that are male-centered on the goddamn planet. And yes, I am going to bring up My Hero Academia because the way that byler fans are treating the Stranger Things series is the exact same way that Bakudeku shippers have been treating Horikoshi. Horikoshi introduced Tiger and Big Sis Mag, which are two canonically transgender characters. He gave Mina Kuppio romantic undertones, which is on the Aro A spectrum. He confirmed that two women in the series are bisexual by giving them a heartbreaking sapphic dynamic. But literally all of that gets undermined and overshadowed by Bakudeku shippers who will go as far as to accuse Horikoshi of queerbaiting because he did not make Bakudeku canon. Apparently two transgender characters are not enough queer representation. Apparently two bisexual women having a sapphic dynamic is not enough queer representation. Apparently a character being on the Aro A spectrum is not enough queer representation for these people. But do you want to know what is enough queer representation for these people? Two cisgendered men who do not have the possibility of ever being together. And it is the same thing with byler fans, well, they will go as far as to accuse the Stranger Things series of queerbaiting because they don't consider sapphic relationships to be queer representation. If it's not two men, they don't consider it to be real queer representation, and that is fucking weird. There is queer representation in Stranger Things. They are not queerbaiting. Just because it does not meet your warped standard of what queer is, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And you know what? People might not like me saying this,